If you don't find work, do your own. God self go do his own. And flesh go cover bone. Amen. Amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. If you believe it, say amen. 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 Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Sister where one man sees until where they fight begin. One day you go born twins. Amen. Amen. They're not where don't losing job. Landlord come they do like God. One day you go be landlord. Amen. Amen. Good news go locate you. Watch and see it not go take. If you believe it, say amen. No. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Everything you put your hand go up. Your name go open doors. You self go be a boss. Amen. Amen. Long life go follow you. Strangers go favor you. Great men go honor you. Amen. Amen. One day you go sign the check. Oh. You self go drive that Benz. Oh. This life go still make sense. Oh. Amen. Your children go make you proud. Oh. Bad people no go pull you down. No. One day you go run this town. No. Amen. Amen. You self go spray me money. Baby go call you honey. You self go host the party. Amen. Amen. Dangote go be your friend. Otedola go be your friend. Adenuga go be your guy. Amen. Amen. Elubelu go be your guy. Abdusamad go be my guy. Rabbi you go be my guy. Amen. Amen. Your life no go end in shame. Your business go bring you gain. If you believe it, say amen. Amen. Amen.
Purpose can guide life's decisions, influence behavior, shape goals, and offer a sense of direction. Purpose is so important as it creates meaning. For some, it's connected to vocation, while for others, it is more about responsibility to families and friends. Purpose is the central motivating aim of life. Simply put, the reasons we get up each morning. Hello, welcome to a fresh edition of the program today with John and Helen. It's our second package in the new year. How are you doing? I sit here all by myself today as John is away honoring family out of town. I will miss him. Not to worry, we will have an impactful conversation. We will take a quick break just about now, but return shortly. I am Helen Ongma Odeleye. Once again, welcome to the show. So, we began this series last week in an attempt to help us all chart an achievable course for the new year. Today, our focus is defining your purpose. We shall make an effort at situating the importance of finding and understanding purpose and how to put it to achievable and positive use. I will be joined by Olu Ayorinde on this segment, while Pharaoh will engage her guest on the lifestyle segment. Don't forget, the Keep Fit expert is also standing by to work out with us. Well, we should take another break, shouldn't we, Director? So that when we come back, we will be meeting our first guest on the show today. Don't change the channel. See you again in a bit. The program is Today with John and Helen on Plus TV Africa, channel 408, DSTV, and 308 Star Times. Today with John and Helen is a family magazine live talk show totally dedicated to addressing issues capable of upsetting family equilibrium and stability. And so to help us dissect purpose today is a lead creative officer at Janelle Gray, a man with over 15 years experience spanning brand management, leadership, Generation Z engagement, and 12 years experience in counseling, coaching, mentoring youth and young adults on several platforms. My first guest is a sought-after conference speaker, trainer and consultant, a graduate of business administration. Please join me at this point to welcome Olu Ayorinde, a media communication professional, emotional intelligence master, life coach, and youth development strategies. Wow.
Thank you.
At such a young age, when did you start?
I look young.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Helen, for having me. Good morning, and good morning to our viewers.
And Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy
Great
New
to have
Year.
you on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we're told that your purpose is your gift in life. What is this gift?
Thank you. It's good to be here once again. The concept of purpose is a concept that usually confuses a lot of people, and many, have been stuck in their life trying to define this purpose. But I love to say this gift called purpose is the reason why we live. Okay. I love your intro where you talked about that the purpose is the reason why we wake up in the morning. So I love to define purpose as the essence of a thing. Okay. Anytime I talk about purpose, I love to use the analogy of a product. Okay, as a brand person who is also into product development. So every product developer or brand person understands that a product has two definitions. You have what you call the functional definition, and you have what you call the essential definition. Now, I'll use the phone as an example. Okay. So a phone has a functional definition, and the phone has an essential definition. So what's the functional definition of a phone? The functional definition of a product or a phone is just basic what it was created to do, the functions, the basics. You have a phone because you want to communicate. Now, the day I go to the store to get a phone and I can put my SIM in it and make a call, it ceases to be a phone, okay? So when you define a phone at the functional level, you're talking about the basic function. I should be able to call Ellen anytime I want to reach you, okay? That's the basic function. Okay. Now, But there is the other side of it, what we call the essential definition of a product or a phone in this context. And I'm going to tie it up to how it is to purpose.
Yeah.
And when you begin to look at the essential definition of a product and phone like we're using now, you're talking about what is it about the phone that makes it stand out? What is it about the phone that makes it unique? Now, manufacturers created a phone because they want us to be able to communicate. But of course, communicating with phone then became monotonous. Because all you could just do is just make a call and that's the end of it. So they defined it and they went further to say, look, can we create something?
Other functions.
Thank you. So we define the essence of a product or a phone as the connection, okay? The ability to then have a phone and you can do other things to connect. So I'll make this clear now to you. And so when you go to the store, if all you wanted is a phone, why do you go to the store and then buy this brand or buy that brand?
Okay.
So you notice you go to the store, you don't buy the phone because you just want to make a call. So you hear people say, oh, it's 4K camera. It's this camera. Do you understand? There's something about...
Additional.
Thank you. There's something about a product. There's something about the phone that makes us go to the store and make choices. So we make choices not because of the function, but because of the essence. Now, tying it back to this gift, beautiful gift called purpose, it was the reason why I said it's the essence of life. It's what makes you different. It's beyond just you being a human, being alive. Is why are you alive? Why are you on earth? Why are you working where you're working? Why are you the COO? Why are you the head of group? Why are you married? So that's what this gift called purpose. That's what it's about.
Okay, we will get that. We'll get to that later on because it becomes individualistic because everybody wants to have the good things of life generally. But for specific people, there are some additional things and heights they would like to get to in life. All right, so we have a myriad of gifts as we travel through life's journey. Now, how do we identify which ones would become our real purpose in life? How do we get to identify them?
So this is a very good question. And so I see this as two different things. You have the gift, you have purpose. There's a difference between gift and purpose. So why purpose is helping you to define what makes you different, why you are. It's the reason behind the thing, okay? Your why, okay, like we love to call it. Your gift are innate abilities. They are there, they are raw, they are innate ability. Your gifts, like your personality, your experiences, they are vehicles for the achievement of your purpose.
Okay.
So you can have different gifts, but they are tools to achieving that reason, that essence. So most times what we do is we conflict gift as purpose, but gift is just a tool.
How do we harmonize them?
So when you then define your why, you're using your gift. You're using your gift. You're using that innate ability. You know, that's where it becomes easy for you to do certain things. Okay? It becomes less costly for you. It becomes a kind of an automated thing for you.
You enjoy it. It becomes a passion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So gifts are not purpose. Gifts are tools that helps you achieve a purpose. They are vehicles. And like I said, just like your experience and your personality.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
All right. So are we born with purpose or with a purpose? Or is this just being sentimental? Can we touch it?
Amazing. This is a good question also. So everyone, and I say this, you know, I read a book by a man called David Jesse, and he's written many books, and in one of his books there's a quote And the quote says, is a quote about children. And I'm going to paraphrase now. And so he said in the quote that, like an arrow in the hand of a hunter,
Okay.
so is everyone from the creator, okay? And creator, so whether it is God, whether it is the universe you call him, whether it is energy, whether it's creator, so like an arrow. So the first time I saw that, it was boom, to me, it was a light bulb moment, like an arrow in the hand of a hunter. So is everyone from the creator. So what struck me when I came across that quote was the hunter, the arrow. So I went to do a quick study on that. I wanted to know about the hunter and his arrow. So guess what I discovered?
Okay.
So I discovered that the quiver of arrow to a hunter is as precious as his life.
It is what?
As precious as his life.
Okay.
Okay. A hunter doesn't joke with that quiver. He will guide it jealously. All right. Second thing I discovered is no hunter, okay, for me. So I went back to this issue of purpose. It was a quote on children, but I could pick purpose from that quote. So I went back into that and I saw it. There is nobody. So you say like a arrow in the hand of a hunter, so is everyone from the creator.
Yeah.
So it means that there's nobody that comes to earth.
Without a purpose.
No, nobody.
Okay.
So it's not a sentiment. It's real. We all have a purpose.
Okay.
We all have a reason why we're here. We all have a reason why we're where we are now. We all have a reason why we've gone through the things we've gone through, why we're going through the things we're going through, and why we'll go through the things we're going through. There is a reason for everyone.
So that's the why. That's the why. Why are we here? Now,
Absolutely.
how about redeeming our goals, purpose, goals, and all of that? Is that possible? And how do we do that without missing the essence of life? Sometimes you can go for so many years thinking that you have found your purpose. And at some point you realize, no, you've gone on another man's journey.
So one of the things I want us to achieve here is there's this conception that purpose is just one thing. And I want to demystify something about that now. And many people, because of that mentality, many people are stuck in their life looking for that one thing or waiting for that one thing. But this is it. Purpose is the reason, is your why, like you said. Purpose is where you are now. And I'm going to get into that much later. But back to the question. When we talk about redeeming or redefining your goals, like I explained earlier, that goals are different from your purpose. Redefining goals, they're personal things. Your goals are made for you. You're not made for them. You choose where you are going. You choose the point you want to be. You wake up on the 31st or whichever day you choose. I love to write my goals on my birthday, you know, which is closer to the year. In November, I'm already thinking of what is next for me. Okay, so there are things you do, and they're made for you. Because at the end of the day, the achievement brings fulfillment to you. So if the goal is not what you want, it's easy to redefine them, to come back and say, look, am I just gassing myself? Or is this something I can work towards? So I think we need to separate this goal and purpose thing. You can go on a journey as a goal. But the moment you understand that as you go on that journey in achieving a goal, what makes it meaningful, what makes it impactful, and what makes it productive or fulfilling for you is the ability to understand there is an essence for the goal. So you're beginning to ask yourself questions. Okay, so no matter how far you've gone, okay, you can always pause to say, so I've achieved this, I've achieved this, I've achieved it. What was the purpose?
Okay.
Why did I even get here? You know, and so.
All right, so what I understand by this is that at the different goalposts of our lives, we can stop and
Review.
evaluate where we
Absolutely.
are and change our purpose and our goals.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you
It's one of
very
the
much.
beautiful gifts
Thank
man
you.
has.
Yes.
Okay, ability to be able to pause
Okay.
and say no.
How far?
This is how far I've gone. And I usually encourage people, you should have a quarterly check on goals. Have a quarterly check on goals. If you're not going to do it monthly, do your quarterly check. Okay? Because sometimes, we all go into this new year with, loads of New Year resolutions, loads of confidence and all of that. And then boom, you enter into it and then reality
So
sets in.
there's January, February, and
And then you're wondering, what just happened here? So, sit down quarterly. The goals, I said, so when we set our goals, most times at the turn of the new year, it is usually sometimes filled with a lot of high hopes and many information.
Based on the failures of the previous
Thank
year.
you.
Okay. All right. We will take a break at about
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
True purpose, like you've said, is indeed about recognizing your life gifts and using them
Absolutely.
to contribute not only to yourself,
Absolutely.
but to making the world a better place
Absolutely.
for everyone. A good point to take this break.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
When we come back, Mr. Olu Ayorinde will still be with us.
Thank you.
We'll try and take a deeper look into the topic for today, which is purpose. Please stay with us.
I miss them.
Well, they should be on their way by now.
Will it feel like it used to? With everyone so busy these days.
It will be fine.
Suddenly, feels like I'm gonna fall. I can see all of my dreams so perfectly.
Single file.
Love's not a dream at all. Somebody
Grandpa,
can
what was Grandma like?
sad.
She always found ways to bring us all together. It took me a while to discover how she does it.
Devon Kings, taste that brings us all together.
All right, good to know that you're still there, and I'm having a lot of fun talking to my guest on today's show. And at the end of this program, I'd like to be a better person, thinking about defining my purpose and how to put it to good use. I hope you will do that too. Now, Richard later explains purpose as gifts plus passion plus values. All right, so let's start this segment from that perspective as we look at the importance of finding purpose, especially at the very beginning of a new year, such as we are in.
Thank you. And that's very, very important because, like I said, we set goals, and what makes goals meaningful are the reasons behind it. You see, one of the things goals does is goals preserves the goal.
Okay.
It takes the goal away from you alone. There's a quote that blesses me every time. I remember, and someone said, "Your life is too small to be the reason for your life."
Wow.
So, as we set goals, it's important to be able to define the reasons. Why do you want to become? Why do you want to go on that career? Why do you want to pick the course? Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to get married? Oh, so you want to get married at the end of the year. Okay, so why do you want to get married? It's good to get married. It's basic functions, like we said. It's the basic definition.
And what are
of
the
that.
points
So
that you want to...
What's the why? So the why is what gives it meaning. The why is what gives it a push. The why is what preserves it.
Okay.
Okay? The why is what keeps you going even in the midst of challenges, because you will face the obstacles, you will face the whole thing. But it is the purpose, which is why it is important to do it at the beginning of the year. You sit down. So as you write your goals, you're asking yourself, why do I want this? You want to increase your income at the end of the year. Why do you want to do this? Okay, so what happens when that income is increased? What happens when this comes in? So it's important that, and I love that we're having this, at the beginning of the year, because it then helps our viewers to have perspective, okay? That as you set goals, you're asking yourself, what is the essence?
Okay, it's like going on a journey.
Exactly.
The end of the year is the end of the journey for 1 year, 12 months. At the end of 12 months, where do I want to go? And if you haven't sat down to visualize where and how to get there, then you will miss it
that's the goal.
At some point.
And that's the goal.
Okay. How do we now begin to consciously define our purpose? Consciously, you know, because there's some confusion when you say goals and purpose. How do you deliberately sit down to begin to define why you're here? What things make you to, you know exactly why you are on planet Earth, for example?
So, you know, I said earlier, I said, the moment you get to the state, a mental state, where you know that your life is too small, your career is too small to be the center or to be the reason of your life, your finances is too small to be the reason for your finance, your marriage is too small to be the reason for your marriage. Whatever you are, your career is too small to be the reason for your career. The moment you get to that mental state, that there's something bigger than you just achieving it or getting all you can, like someone said, you get all you can, you sit on the can and you just throw it away, you know. The moment you realize that, it's a mental state, it's an awareness. And this is why shows like these are important, because it brings you to that awareness. So defining or consciously setting the goal, start first with an awareness, okay? An awareness that there is a reason why I want to do this. And I said something earlier, and this is very important. Goals are not a future thing. A lot of people, and I meet a lot of people, who, I said, who are stuck trying to define that one big thing. And, you know, some say they prayed, they've done this and all of that, and they're waiting for that audible voice, a supernatural kind of experience, like Nollywood have shown us. You know, that says, my son, my daughter, this is the thing. No. Purpose starts now. Purpose is a now tense, not a future tense. It is now. Where you are as a mother, you've got to ask yourself, why am I a mother? As a single parent, you've got to ask yourself, why? What is the reason for being a single parent? What can I do? You know, and I will share this. This is a personal experience, you know, for me. You know what? While growing up, one of the things I had, I was abused, okay, and the abuse turned into addiction for me, and it was a journey. It was a huge journey for me, and it was because what people focus on is the collateral damage. We don't look for the collateral beauty. The moment you begin to shift your focus away from collateral damage to collateral beauty, you're thinking of purpose. Now, that experience, because you're seeing beauty out of this, and you know that you went through that for the greater purpose of humanity. That experience shaped me, shaped why I became passionate about the next generation, shaped why I became passionate about single parenting, shaped why I became passionate about family. So you would always get to that level. So you have an awareness that, look, there is a reason why I'm a mother. There's a reason why I'm the deputy director or I'm the director. Purpose for me starts now. So I get to that definition, or you're aspiring to get to that position. So when you get there, what happens to the lives of people you're going to lead? Okay? What happens to the life of people you're going to come across? So the moment you think, so because what people then do is you set the goals. I want to become the director of that company. Fantastic. That's a beautiful goal. But when you get there, that's where purpose starts. So stop looking for that one thing. Your role as an individual, your role as a leader of the company, you're asking yourself, What is it I will do to humanity that goes beyond just becoming a director? That goes beyond just becoming a mother? What is it I'm bringing into this relationship that goes beyond just having a relationship? What is it that I will bring into my child's life or my husband's life or my wife's life that goes beyond just being a wife or a mother?
Okay.
You know.
Wow. You know, talking to you, I am being reminded of a couple of things I have heard Oprah Winfrey say.
Wow.
You know, the bigger
Amazing.
picture.
Yeah.
Bad situations not being the end of your story,
Fantastic.
but what you do with them. And when you
Absolutely.
get to that point when you realize that, yes, I have been through this, but for this essence, for this purpose.
Absolutely. I love that word, essence.
Yes, and it's not about you alone, because you
Absolutely.
don't exist in the universe all by yourself and
Absolutely.
all for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it makes a lot of sense that we're talking purpose right now.
Absolutely.
All right. It could be a bit confusing. We've talked about purpose a lot. Now, do you find your purpose or do you choose it? Yes, you say is not something in the future. It is about now. And at different goalposts of life, you shift purpose, you change, and all of that. Can you find it, or
Yeah.
does it choose you?
Good question, Ellen. So I'll go back to my phone analogy. A manufacturer of a product is what determines what the product will do. A product doesn't tell itself, this is what I want to be. And the manufacturer produces a product or makes a product based on whatever needs they've identified in the market. So bringing it back to the question, we don't choose our purpose, we find it. Now, this is the way it gets interesting. We find it because our manufacturer, the creator, has put in us gifts. Is giving us a certain type of personality trait. So you might be an extrovert, you might be an introvert, you might be a sanguine, whatever you are. And we've had what I call significant emotional experiences, unique experiences. So all these things put together are the things that then become your significant emotional experiences I've had. How do I use that to change where I am? You've had a bad boss, fantastic. It tortured you emotionally. It wasn't a good experience to you, fantastic. Now, finding purpose, you know, like I said, there's a lot about this purpose thing that comes with first a certain level of awareness. Okay, and that's why I strongly believe the start point for it is understanding that there is a grander reason. There is what my mentor, we're discussing about it, and he used one word, and I love the word, Boyoloid, and he said, there's a higher essence. And I love that word. There's a higher essence for this. So you find your purpose by, so you don't choose your purpose, rather. You find it. And you find it when you begin to pay attention to those innate ability. What are the things, when I see them go wrong, gets me angry? What are the things, when I see them go very good, I'm excited? Okay? They are pointers.
When I'm all by myself, what am I thinking about?
Thank you. So you work in an organization, the leadership system, you're just not comfortable with it. You just know this can be better. They are pointers to what you need to do, to the reasons why you might be in that company. Okay, so you see people relationship breaking, not really going well and all of that, and it makes you feel sad. So that's how you begin to find. So you find it, you don't choose it, but you find it leveraging on your innate ability. Okay, looking at the things that you're good at, looking at the things that get you angry, and quite a lot of things.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a bit theoretical, but then we intend to make it a lot more easier for people to understand.
Okay.
Purpose is not for you alone. You know, it's for the universe. So how do you make your purpose meaningful to the people who are around you and to the world? Is there, you know, an ABC or there's some instructions or some guidelines to what you must do?
Okay. So let's. So I explained how you can find the purpose, and then I was saying one of the things you do first is understand that, look, you are created by a manufacturer, okay, for a reason. So one of the ways you first try to find out about that is you can ask the manufacturer, your creator, okay, what are the things? The other things I then say is, look within yourself, all right? Look within yourself. What are the gifts? What are your personality? Those things are pointers, okay? What are the things that get you angry? What are the things that get you excited? Okay, they help you. Then you look at also, what are your experiences? What have I gone through? Okay, they're all pointers. What are people saying about me? Now, when you realize this, how do you make it meaningful? The point where we make our purpose meaningful, and you see, everything about purpose is how it impacts on the next person. Okay? How it impacts on the people who are close to you, your friends, your family, your colleagues, and all of that. Okay? It's how it impacts on them. So we're saying that you must be able to get to the point where you're using those gifts. You're using your temperament, your personality traits. You're using your experiences. So I'll give you a very practical example. You know, you one of in my profile, there's Jenya Gray. You know, so and I was saying that while growing up, you know, I went through abuse, you know, and then it lasted for a while, you know, and then as a result of that, it became an addiction for me. Making my purpose meaningful. So when I got out of my own addiction, I had to pick a course. Okay, I came to an awareness that, look, you couldn't have gone through that all for yourself. So what did I do? So if I went through that, how many people are in that same thing that are going through it? So I went, I did a course. I did an international course, a certificate course. I did another one. I mean, they were courses that cost a lot. But guess what I was trying to do, Helen? I wanted to be equipped to use my experience, which was not palatable. But because I'd find meaning, I'd find the essence to be that it definitely had to be more, it definitely had to be not just about me. So I went to do those courses. I went for trainings so that I could start something that would help others who are struggling with the same problem. So I don't know if you get that. So the point where your goal, your purpose becomes meaningful is the point where you then begin to think about other people. Okay. It goes beyond you. So I had to start, and you know, with all sense of humility, you know, when I see young people, people with that battles with addiction, people that battle with not finding meaning for their lives and all of that. But all of those things came as a result of me finding my purpose. And to make it meaningful, I had to bring in other people, okay, into it. So we make our purpose meaningful and impactful on the world the moment we begin to think of others. Okay, so you've gone through a challenge with your boss in the office, and then you came out of it, and now you have a good perspective. Believe me, there are loads of people that are going through it. Do you want to start a blog? Okay. Do you want to start a platform, a social media platform, and share tips on people? Or do you want to write a book that helps people to define or know how to manage your tough bosses? So you've gone through a crisis as an organization. Fantastic. Now you're out of it, and you have a perspective. Okay. Do you want to get into writing a book and share about how to lead through crisis or how to come out through crisis? So that begins to go. So at that moment at the moment where you get to that state of mind, it's gone beyond you. You're thinking of the millions of generations. You're thinking of the other people who are going through that thing.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
I have two questions
Beautiful.
right about now before the others pop into my head. The first one is, from all that you're saying, purpose is not necessarily targeted at being, in quote, a success.
Okay.
In terms of financial independence or affluence.
Okay.
That's not the driving force, is it?
Not the driving force. Yes, it goes beyond
It's
you.
more to-
So that's
okay.
a goal. Having the financial independence is a goal. But where purpose comes in is, so when you have it, what are you going to do with
Because
it?
everyone wants to be successful. And for a lot of us, success is in how much money do you have in the bank?
Exactly.
How popular are you for some
Exactly.
people? How many houses have you
built?
cars and, and all of that?
Yeah, so that explains the basic definition that I was saying, the functional definition.
Okay.
It's in all of us. There's an innate desire to be successful. There is nothing wrong
Okay.
in wanting the houses, the cars, and all of that.
Okay.
When you get them, you
Okay.
know what goes next.
Okay, you just took that word out of my mouth.
Beautiful.
A lot of people listening and watching this program will be asking, okay, so for me, what next?
Beautiful.
What next? You have said all that you have said. I have heard. But how do I take the next step?
Fantastic. So the next step I would say is you're watching this program, and wherever you are, there's a light bulb moment. Okay, in all we've been saying. Okay, you probably must have come to an aha moment. The next step is stop looking or waiting for purpose to happen as an event. Your next step is wherever you are, can you begin to ask yourself, what is the reason why I'm in this position? And how do I use it to better the lives of others? Now, I really want to narrow it down to how it impacts on homes and all of that. Okay. So, as a wife, what is the next step for you? So the question you're asking, why am I a wife? What is my role in this man's life?
Okay.
That goes beyond just being his wife. So you are a husband. What is your role? Yes, you're now married.
Okay.
What is your role? What exactly are you helping her to do? Now, as a couple together, what is your role in your children's life? What are you trying to give to the world? And that's where the place of values. So when you define all of this, the place of values, family values comes in. Family mentoring comes in. Then I have to train my children in a certain way. I have to partner with my wife. I have to partner with my husband because we want to release certain kind of children to the world. And the world we need leaders. We need children that are innovative. We need children that have strong moral and high values.
We could go on this journey for forever. But perhaps someone is just tuning in at this point in time and it's like, oh God, I have missed out. What would be 2-3 nuggets that you can leave with such a person and that person wouldn't feel lost in the sea?
Fantastic. So number one thing will be, don't look for purpose as an event. Purpose starts where you are now.
Okay.
Purpose is not that one thing. Stop looking for it as that one thing. Where you are, find the reasons why you are there and how you can impact people.
That's two more.
Fantastic. Secondly, understand that your life is too small to be the reason for your life. And that shapes everything for you. The moment you understand that your life is too small to be the reason, what you're then doing is you're asking yourself, what can I begin to do to help other people? So we were talking about, look, based on the experience you've gone through. I know, you might be watching me and you've gone through we've all gone through experiences. We all have our past. I'm saying, don't waste it. Some things have come as collateral damage. Look beyond the collateral damage, okay? Focus on the beauty. And I'm saying, start something. Start a blog. Go on that social media. Start talking about some of the healings you have gone through.
Okay.
Okay, open a website, whatever you need to do. You need to come on Ellen show, or you need to do
Just
something.
do something.
Do something, you know, and talk about you. And then
Yes.
you'll be amazed the amount of impact
Great.
that has to do.
That's the word,
Yeah,
impact.
yeah.
And so the question that we must ask ourselves, amongst others, are, who am I? When and how do I feel fulfilled as a person? Why am I here in the first place?
Absolutely.
And much more.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Helen.
you. Thank you,
Thank you, Helen.
for helping us, find purpose this
Thank you,
morning.
Helen.
I hope
Thank
we
you.
have been able to answer some of your questions,
I hope
you
so.
watching at home.
I hope so.
And I hope you will get moving right away,
Yeah,
like he said.
move.
Thank you once again.
Thank you, Helen, for
Thank
having
you.
me.
It's
Thank
been
you.
an honor
It's been a privilege.
sitting here
too.
with you
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so up next is the Keep Fit segment. Remember, health is wealth, and prevention on this show is our goal. Let's join the instructor in the gym right now, after which Pharaoh will bring us closer home on how to positively utilize purpose. Stay with us.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the fitness section of today's show. As you can see, I've got a towel with me, and this is what we're going to use for our workout today. So quickly, grab a towel quickly and let's go. All right, as always, before we get into our workout, we're going to start with a quick warm-up. So I'll put my towel around there, and deep breath in and out, in and out. 2 more and out. 1 more, in and out. Hands on your shoulders, rotate backwards. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rotate forwards. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to use our towel to help in our warm-up. So up and down, warming up those shoulders. 2, 3, 4, very good. 5, 6, 7, 1 more, and 8. Now hands up, open your legs slightly wider. We're going to go down to the side. Grab the ends of your towel. 8, 7, very good. 6, 5, good job. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now towel to the chest. We're going to take it down to the floor. 1, to the chest, very good. 2, waking those legs up. 3, slide down those legs. 4, we have 4 more. 5, 6, don't forget to breathe. 7, and 8. Excellent, I think we're warm now. Okay, first workout. We're going to hold our towel right there, and we're going to bring our knees up. Let's go, we have 8, and 7, very good, and 6. Bring those knees up as high as possible. 5, very good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now we're going to add the arms. So hands up, let's go, knee tap. 1, 2, very good. 3, 4, excellent. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woo! You can feel those shoulders. Next workout, we're coming back to this one, so don't forget. We're going to go down, but we're going to bend our knees as well. So we're going to go down, down, and 2, like in a deadlift. 3, push your bum back, push your bum away from your knees. 4, very good. 5, 6, nice and easy. 7, 8, let's do 8 more. 8, good. 7, 6, 5, almost there. 4, good job. 3, stay with me. 2, and 1, lovely. Now we're going to do what we call top and tail. So up and tail, down. That's 1, up, tail. 2, up and down. 3, now don't look at the floor, look straight at me. 5, that's it, up and down, and 8. Going back to that deadlift again, just sliding down those legs and up. Let's go. 1, 2, very good. 3, good job. 2 and 1. Top and tail again, don't forget. Let's go. Up and down. That's 8. Up and down. That's 7. Look at me, don't look down. That's 6. Very good. We're getting stronger just with this towel. 5 and down. 4 more. 4. 1 more and down and relax. Very good. First water break. All right, so we're going to go into another workout. We're going to open your legs slightly wide, turn your feet out and go side to side. 1, we're working those obliques. 2, this right side here. 3, smaller waist ladies. 4, V-shape guys. 5, coming up. 6, 7, stay strong. 8, squeeze those abs. 9, 1 more. 10. Now from here, just sit down. 1 and up. If you feel any pain in your knees, open your legs wider. 2, this is our last workout. Down. And 3, down. And 4, almost there. Down. And 5, down. And 6, down. 7, almost there. Don't give up. 8, 2 more. 9, last one, hold it there. 10, strong arms. 10, 9, those legs are burning. 8, 7, almost there. 6, don't give up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow, well done. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, so we're going to go into our stretch now. We can drop our towel on the floor. Deep breath in and out, and in and out. Quad stretch, left leg. Hold on to something if you need to. Very good. Heel down, hamstring stretch. Excellent. Other side. Counterbalance your weight. Stretch those quads. Bring your knees together. 45 degrees. This angle here and down. Woo, you can feel those hamstrings. Lovely stretch. Okay, last stretch right here. Use your elbows to push your knees out. Stretch those inner thigh muscles, those hips, for better flexibility and mobility. And up. 2 deep breaths. And out all the way down. 1 more. And out. And well done. Thanks for joining me. And I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Good morning, everyone. How has your first week of 2022 been? Did you, like a lot of us, spend a considerable amount of time pondering on unwanted disruption? But saying that, I'm still going to continue wearing my mask, washing my hands, sanitizing regularly, and doing everything I need to do to stay safe. So you need to do the same. However, I'm going to be grabbing 2022 by its horns and making it count. But to do this successfully, I know I need help. And luckily, there are a myriad of tools at my disposal, from family and friends to counselors, therapists, life coaches, to courses on Udemy or Coursera or any of the other online tools out there right now. And the most amazing part of this is all through the month of January, all my guests are professionals at helping people be the very best versions of themselves. And my guest today is no different. Femi Luther Abegunde, I hope I pronounced his surname correctly, is a life strategist, management consultant, and peak performance coach who works with individuals and organizations to transition them from where they are to where they yearn to be. And as a certified peak performance and life coach with years of experience in emotional intelligence, leadership development, strategy, execution, and human capital development, he helps individuals find answers to their most pressing questions, gain self-awareness, find their passion, fill their inner vacuums, like a lot of us have, and create their desired haven with lucidity, tenacity, and the courage required to achieve success. And get this, guys, he's also an author of over 15 books. From books like The Power Dimension, Built to Stand, The Nonsense Called Success, The Energy of an Ex-Partner, and most recently, Street Sense for Church Boys. I love the titles of his books. I wonder who. I'm going to ask him in a few seconds. So, welcome, Femi.
Thank you, Farron. It's nice to be here.
It really is an honor to have you and all these books. Please first, where did you get your titles from?
My titles comes from one, inspiration. Two, I check the pulse of the people I'm sent to. And when I look at the people I'm sent to, I ask myself a question: what's going to resonate with them?
With them.
And for example, Street Sense for Church Boys. Actually, I pondered and I checked that there's a lot of church boy, good boys, who don't get the good seats. And I said to myself, why is it that good people don't get good seats? Then I found out that it's not by being good. There's some certain street sense that if you don't have, no matter how good you are, you can't get a good seat.
I love it. I think I'm going to be coming to you. I'm going to tell the producer to come to you for catchy topics for different segments. But yeah, so today we're talking about connecting the dots between purpose and goals.
Yeah.
Earlier on, my colleague Helen and her guest had talked about finding purpose and what is purpose.
Yeah.
Now we're taking it to the next part, which is, okay, you found your purpose. How do you connect it to your goals?
All right.
Yeah? And my very first question is, are purpose and goals connected? But before you even answer that, can you very quickly tell us what purpose is for those viewers who've just tuned in?
All right. First, what is purpose? Purpose is, I'll call it the original intent in the mind of the manufacturer. Purpose is the why that created who you are. I would say purpose is the why behind the how and the who.
Purpose is the why behind the how and the who.
The who is your identity.
Okay.
The how could be your goal or your strategy.
Okay.
But the why actually is the original intent in the mind of the manufacturer that led to your existence.
I see. So what's the connection between purpose and goals?
Purpose is divine construct. Goal is human construct. Goal is a roadmap that leads you on the journey of your purpose. Now, I know I'm created for a reason, but that is not the essence of my creation. I'm created to do something.
Okay.
Now, goal is now the roadmap to me doing it. So I found people who will cry and say, I found my purpose, I found my purpose. What next? So it's not just in the aha moment that, yes, this is why I'm created. But the essence is, I found why I've been made, why I was created. The next thing should be, what are the things I'm supposed to do? So goals are roadmaps that give you milestones that at this level, you should be doing this. At that level, you should be doing this. So goals are human constructs, but they help you actualize your purpose.
Okay, let me take you back. You said purpose is divine construct.
Yeah.
What if you don't believe in divinity?
Now, okay, that's a fantastic question. Purpose has nothing to do with religion.
Okay.
Purpose has to do with you understanding that you were created for a purpose. For
You
a
were
reason.
created by whom?
By your manufacturer. Your
Who's your
manufacturer
manufacturer?
now, that's what I'm going to. Your manufacturer now depends on whatever you believe.
Okay. So it could be science.
Now, okay, you're taking me to a different terrain now. Now, you are too loaded, you're too unique to be a product of a big bang. Because your individuality shows that you are a product of an intelligent being. For example, look at your thumb. We have about 7 billion people on Earth. Nobody has the same thing like yours.
That's why
That is not a mass production.
Okay. I just opened a can of worms, but yes, you've said something very pungent. Created by intelligent beings. Okay, so let me just reel it back in.
All right.
Purpose versus goals. So, purpose, your divine
It's a divine construct.
And your goals, man-made construct.
Yeah.
So your goals are the roadmap
Yeah.
to achieving your purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you don't know your purpose?
If you don't know your purpose, number one, you'll be setting goals to fill an emptiness. Because when you walk in purpose, the who, your identity, finds expression, is empowered. But when you don't know your purpose, but you just want to set goals, sometimes you pick your goals from the environment.
Okay.
You pick your goals from what your friends are doing.
Okay.
You pick your goals from trends. And you just want to do things because people are doing it. And as you go out and try to do it, there's still a bit of emptiness inside of you. And that is why you find some people who have achieved what you dream to achieve, but yet they look at you and say, I'm empty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when there's no
absolute
alignment
sense.
between goal and purpose, number one, the who suffers.
Because there's still that void.
That's it. So that is why purpose for me is like a foundation. The goal are the building blocks you put on it. So when you know your purpose, it's easier for you to find alignment between your goals and values.
It makes absolute sense. It really does, because sometimes we look at all these celebrities that we follow and we aspire to be like them, particularly the really rich ones, all over the world, and we wonder why they seem to have problems in their lives. Some of them go through lots of adversity, and we wonder why. But that's because even though they're doing really well, they haven't found their purpose.
True.
So you can be the richest man on the face of the earth, or woman, but still be void of purpose.
True. And I can give you an example.
Yes.
There's a man I'm coaching, name withheld. He's a multi-millionaire in dollars. In our conversation, I found that making money was easier for him because of the background. He came from a background where they do business. So they know I can turn this into money. He has several cars. But as having a conversation, I discovered this guy's empty. All the things he was acquiring was to fill a void. But the void could not be filled because only purpose could fill that void. I tell people, in my book, The Nonsense Called Success, I actually said in the book that success actually means fulfillment of purpose. Any other thing is a commentary.
Success means the fulfillment of
your purpose. Any
other thing is a commentary.
It's a commentary.
Okay, so how do you find your purpose?
How do you find your purpose? We'll go back to the conversation we ran away from. One, ask your manufacturer, whoever your manufacturer is. That's number one. Number two, you can do an internal audit.
Okay.
What do you cry for? What are you passionate about? What makes you cry? What gets you excited? I've asked you several questions now.
My chair, yes.
What makes you cry? That's one. That's an internal audit. You can do what I call a background check on yourself. Growing up, when you knew you could never fail, what were you dreaming about?
Before failure came to the forefront.
Before you were conditioned
Yes.
to understand that there's something called failure. What were you dreaming about? What were you so eager to do when you were very young?
Me personally, I wanted to become a musician. I wanted to sing in Broadway musicals.
When did you drop that dream?
When my voice stopped being as good as it was.
Who told you your voice wasn't good?
I guess people around me, maybe, or even myself.
You said it to yourself because you compared yourself with the voice you heard
I guess so.
that you thought was better. But what you forgot actually in music, there are different voices.
Eureka moment. Okay, I'm going back to my question. Eureka moment. Okay, so purpose we know is a fixed construct.
I'll say yes and no.
Okay, how so?
It's fixed in the mind of a manufacturer, but the understanding of your purpose is not fixed because it's like onions. We keep on wrapping it. We keep on wrapping it. When you feel that now I know everything about my purpose, then suddenly something jumps at you. I've not felt this part. I don't understand this part. It's like you buying a remote control, a TV with a remote control. And because we don't read the manual, all we know is play, stop, fast forward, rewind, power. That's all we know. But we don't know the TV can give us a Tata effect because we never read the manual. Those are the only buttons we know. But the day we sit down with the manual and say, okay, what can this remote control really do? They begin to say, wow, so I can have a cinema effect in my house. This TV can give me this. But everything has been fixed in that remote, but you never knew it. Because knowledge is progressive. The more you know about your purpose, the more you get to understand there's so much about you you've never touched.
So how do you begin to peel the layers of the onion?
How do you do that? Now we can go to goal setting now.
Yes.
Now when it comes to goal setting, there are three angles you need to understand. There is a being goal, there is a doing goal, and there's an having goal.
Being goal, doing goal,
And
having goal.
Most of the time, we set goals around having.
Okay.
I just want to possess. I want to buy a car this year. I just want to build a house this year. I want to have. That's most of our goals. But we barely set goals around being, around becoming. I want to become a better version of myself. I want to invest in understanding who I am and who I've been created to be. When I began to set some goals around that area, for example, 4 years ago, I sat down and I said, you know what? I want to demystify Femi. Who is Femi? Why was Femi created? Then I sat down and I started asking myself some questions. I went to Midland Rolushola, my coach, and I said, let's have a conversation. I sat down and I did about 40 slides on who Femi is. By that time, I said to myself, you know what, boy? You ain't started yet. You ain't started yet. So you need to start having being goals. Where is that saying to yourself, I want to understand me? You're a product. But most of the time, we don't see ourselves that way. You're a product. And until you understand the product, you can't get the benefits. The functionality of a product is in you understanding what the product is all about. And most of the time, we don't spend time understanding who we are. We just want to have. We just want to have.
Very true, very true, very true. Oh my God. Being goals, having goals, and doing goals. Wow. Wow. Okay, so if I was, how do I then, it's 2022.
All right.
Been a crazy 2 years. Yeah. You've dropped some bombshells. And these things are very basic. But you're right. A lot of the times we run away from self-knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, so you're 100% right. But how do we get back to that place of embracing self-knowledge?
First is to know and acknowledge that you're running away from yourself. Because most of the time, people don't acknowledge that.
Yeah.
We don't acknowledge that. Sometimes we run away from ourselves and we invest in gadgets that will take most of our time, that will actually, I call them fillers. We just want to fill up some vacuum in us. So that's why some people get into drugs, get into addictions, and they just want to fill up the vacuum, fill up the vacuum, fill up the vacuum. First is strip yourself of everything apart from you and ask yourself a question. Who is this person? Strip yourself of all the roles you occupy, because sometimes titles actually, they're like, I don't want to use a wrong word. Sometimes titles are things we use to cover up. They're like sheets. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a wife. I'm an author. No, you are more than your roles. Strip yourself of all the roles and ask yourself a question: who's this guy?
And once you've done that, how do you then align your purpose to your goals such that they are actually in alignment and not in misalignment?
When I've defined the who, I know the why. The next question I ask myself is, what is my assignment? Then my goals are actually going to be in alignment with my assignment.
Your assignment being your purpose.
My assignment being my purpose. Okay. It will be in alignment with my purpose.
Let me interrupt you very quickly.
All right.
What are the other words for purpose? Because sometimes that word purpose, it becomes so heavy that's, you know.
Why?
The why.
The why.
The assignment.
The assignment. The intent.
The intent.
The thought behind your creation.
The desire.
The message you were given to imprint on earth. Your spot in life.
Your X factor. Maybe?
It can, yeah.
Can?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to aligning the two.
So how to align purpose and goals?
Goals, yes.
First, find the purpose. Why did my manufacturer make me or made me? That's the first one. The second thing is, now, what are the functionality of my purpose? In my book, The Tools for the Journey, I talked about purpose there. And I saw a very funny image on Instagram where a WC lead was transported to an African country that will be nameless. But these people, they've never seen a WC before.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
So this guy put a plate, then put a WC around the plates, then opened the lid and was heating from it.
Was eaten from the toilet?
No, from the toilet lid.
Okay, the toilet cover.
Yeah, was eaten from it.
Okay.
And they took a picture of him doing that.
Okay.
And it felt cool.
Because they'd never seen a toilet before.
They never did.
So the toilet was out of purpose.
It was out of purpose, exactly. But this guy, they took a picture of him doing that. It was a comedy skit. It was real.
Yeah, it was for real, yeah.
He was excited.
Yeah.
But he never knew the purpose of what he was using. He was excited eating. And I was saying to myself, the words of Miles Monroe, when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know the purpose of a thing, you abuse it. And abuse simply means abnormal use.
Yeah, but abuse is not necessarily a bad thing because in that situation, nobody taught them.
No.
So they didn't have knowledge.
No, I didn't say it's a bad thing. It's an abuse simply means abnormal use.
Abnormal use.
It could be a passive abnormal use, and it could be an active abnormal use. In this guy's scenario, it was a passive one. It's like me buying a Ferrari and riding into my bedroom and saying to myself, I just want to feel cool.
Or buying a Ferrari and driving on road with lots of potholes.
You're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. It's an abnormal use. Why? Because purpose is meant to be used.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be used to set your goals.
So what if you are still trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
but you still need to live life and you still need to set your goals? Is there like a roundabout way of doing this and still succeeding?
I would say finding your purpose is not as hard as people make it look like. I'm serious.
Okay.
I just feel we live in a world where if it's not hard, we think it's not right. And I kind of get angry when I see this. I tell people, to listen, telling me how much you sweat to get the right thing. It's not a testimony. It's not. So because, no, find your purpose, you will lock yourself up in a room. You pray. No, calm down. It's not always that way. It's not always that way. You're finding your purpose could just be you asking yourself a question. Really? If I'm 90 years old today and I want to look back in my life and say I did something right and I'm willing and ready to die, what would that thing be?
That sounds like somebody who had, like what somebody told me, I think last year, and they said to me, write your eulogy or write your will.
Yeah.
Yeah, write your eulogy. And apparently they write their eulogy every year or every 2 years, and they use that as their manifesto.
It's as simple as that. I'm serious. So it's not always, no. It's not always that way. And the truth is, like I told you, in the mind of the manufacturer, purpose is fixed. But in the mind of we, the product, is not fixed. It's
Because
based
we're
on our understanding of
unraveling
it.
Yeah.
We keep opening it because if you know everything you're born to do from the age of 0 to the day you die, you will die immediately.
True.
Because the human brain cannot contain it.
True. So that's what's called the journey of life.
That's it. So it's you just unraveling it. As you unravel it, walking it. As you unravel it, walking, because the biggest distance in the world is between knowing and doing.
Femi, we're running out of time. This conversation can go on forever because this is deep. So let's simplify.
All right.
Yeah? I'm just understanding purpose in a different way.
All right.
Yes. I've taken a lot of nuggets from what you've said. I want 2022 to be my best year yet. Yes. What are the 3 things you would tell me to do to connect my purpose to my goals?
All right. I'll call it the HFO.
HFO.
H talks about hindsight. Evaluate where you're coming from.
Is it A or H?
H.
H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evaluate where you're coming from. Gain some wisdom from where you're coming from. Because life is a continuum. You can't just pick 2022 out of nowhere and say it's a new year, I agree. But it's new because it was on hold.
Yes.
And because it's on hold, there's some things you did in 2021, in 2020, that can actually help you find your success model and your failure model.
Yes.
So say to yourself, what did life teach me in 2021,
Yeah.
in 2020,
Yeah.
in 2019?
Yes.
What did life teach me? Because if life didn't bless you, it taught you a lesson.
Yes.
So what did you learn?
Yes.
So find out what worked in the past. Because sometimes in life, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So what worked in the past? So get that done. That's the H. The F talks about foresight. Now, you ask yourself some questions. What is the climate around 2022? Because you can't tell me all the clothes I have in my house is for summer and it's winter. You're going to freeze. So what is the climate of 2022? You need to know. Are you aligned with it? You don't fight seasons. You align with seasons.
How do you get the climate, though?
Several ways. Ask your manufacturer, study trends. I study trends. I study trends.
Okay, so study trends or ask your manufacturer. What's the third one? Because they're telling me time up.
All right. And the last one is on-site, which is action. You need to
On-site.
start doing some stuff. What do you do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, biannually? Because your secret is your daily routine.
Your secret is in your daily routine.
If you know all these things but you don't do anything, you get no results.
Yes.
Action. act simply means action changes things.
Action changes things.
So you need to act.
So you need to act. So we need to act. And on that note, 25 minutes has gone by super quickly. And I'm like, OMG, I can't wait to watch this back because honestly, there's so much here for me to learn from. And Femi, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so, so much.
You've
really, really been awesome. And I do have to also say thank you to Lanre Olushola because Lanre has been extremely amazing in helping me find the best guests ever. So thank you so, so much.
You're welcome.
Right, so in a few seconds, Helen and myself, I was going to say John, but John's not here today. Helen and myself will be rounding up the show, girl power and all of that. So just stay with us for a few more seconds whilst we round up the show. Thank you.
da 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 da, yeah. 7 years after school, but I've been steady way through. Them say no work for town, but people keep getting jobs. Preacher says don't worry, son, your miracle is on the way. Oh. Same words he'd heard before, about 7 years ago. Oh, it might have fit to take long, but joy will come. I know you can, so Lord, please make a way. I will wait for my miracle. I will wait for my miracle. No matter what it takes, I will wait for my miracle. I know you can, I know you make a way. Da 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 da. 10 years after wedding, sister Ruth still away too wide. Can't seem to have a job, and she can't tell the reason why. Preacher says, don't worry, girl, your miracle is on the way. Oh, same word she heard before, about 10 years ago. The matter fit to take long, but joy will come. I know you can, so God, please make a way. I will wait for my miracle. I will wait for my miracle. No matter what it takes, I will wait for my miracle. I know you can, I know you make a way. No matter if it takes so long, it breaks my heart that I even have to wait so long. But Lord, I will trust in you. Hold on to your every word. I will wait for you. Lord, I will wait. I will wait for my miracle. I will wait for my miracle. No matter what wait for my miracle. Ooh, I know you can. I know you make a way. Da 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 da. Yeah, yeah. I will wait for you, Lord. I will wait. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Camera.
Pharaoh again. That was a blockbuster, if I can use that word.
Power.
That was, man, today has been it for me. For me, purpose is like the personal mission statement.
Yep.
It is how I plan to make my mark in the world. Purpose
That's
for
your
me
goal, though.
must drive my decisions.
Yes.
It must
yes.
strengthen my relationships. It must steer me towards greater happiness and success, in quote. And like the last guest just
Femi.
said, Femi just said that the secret of life and success is in what we do on a daily basis.
Yes, it is.
So simplified.
Yes, yes.
And I sat down here while you were having that conversation. I'm like, okay. So I probably haven't started even at this stage.
Don't worry. The person that,
like that,
was
don't
it
worry.
Burger King?
Yes.
Formed Burger King in his 50s or
No, it's
something.
not
There are
even
lots of
about
people who
age.
didn't find their purpose
It's
until
about
much later.
understanding. It's like somebody in a plane and he says, I have this load, is very heavy. Let me put it on my head. He doesn't know that plane is able to, it's much more, the capacity to carry weight is much more than that person can, understand. So it's about understanding, it's about knowledge, it's about information. And that's what we give here every week. What do we have next week?
Next week, we're looking at goal setting simplified. The reason why we say simplified is because a lot of the times people, like Femi said, finding your purpose it doesn't have to be that difficult. And it's the same thing with setting your goals. It doesn't always have to be that difficult. So we're looking at goal setting simplified next week.
Okay.
And we're going to be looking at the different areas of it, from defining your life pillars to the balancing act to the importance of failure. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, bringing it right back home,
Yep,
so
yep.
we would be able to put it into practice.
Yes,
and have a
yeah.
wonderful 2022.
And the whole
Successful
of,
one.
remember that the whole of January,
Yes.
we're charting the course for 2022. So please, if you guys don't do anything else, you must watch the show for the whole of January. That's your blueprint for the rest of the year.
Okay, so how do they join besides the terrestrial outing? The outing on DSTV, which is channel 408, repeats
Star Times.
tonight and tomorrow morning, and
Yeah.
on Star Time channel 308.
Yes.
What are
And
the
on
platforms are available?
YouTube, the YouTube channel is PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle.
Okay.
It's PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle on YouTube.
All right, so there it is. We'll do it again same time next week. Hopefully, John will be here with us.
Yes,
John, we miss you. All right, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. We have enjoyed your company, and we hope that you found our conversation rewarding. See you again next Saturday. Bye
See
for
you
now.
next Saturday.
Hello and welcome. It's Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime. Nimasa This Week is brought to you by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Statutorily mandated to ensure that there is regulation and promotion of matters affecting our waters. NIMASA bears responsibility for search and rescue, shipping development, and ship registration.
Nimasa This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on this channel.
Ho, ho, ho. Aha. No. Aha. Well done.
Have a Merry Picmas!
Whether you like it or not, the dryness and dust is coming. And this time, it might not give up that easily. But do the people have the power to shake it off?
Well, of course they do, and you do too. Kick dry skin to the curb and get smooth, intensely nourished skin with Nivea's deep moisture lotions and lip balms. Follow the story online, #DoneWithDryness.
I miss them.
Well, they should be on their way by now.
Will it feel like it used to? With everyone so busy these days.
It will be fine.
Suddenly, feels like I'm gonna fall. I can see all of my dreams so perfectly.
Oh, yeah, line up! Single file!
Love's not a dream at all. Somebody.
Grandpa, what was Grandma like?
She always found ways to bring us all together. It took me a while to discover how she does it.
Devon King's taste that brings us all together.
I used to care for the world's opinion. I used to beg for validation. But the fire that burned in me was hotter, and the passion that lived in me had a voice of its own. So I stopped waiting and started to act. I stopped fearing and started to live. And when they thought I would fail, I stepped into my power.
Because my time is now.
Amstel Malta, be your best.
Nigeria's Niger Delta region, from where the black gold fuels Africa's largest economy, where the lines between wealth and poverty has never been thinner. Conflicts, poverty, insecurity, and environmental challenges daily confront the region. How can the Niger Delta story be changed for the better?
Join Mamode Akuga at 9 p.m. every Friday evening on PlusTvAfrica as he probes deep in search of solutions.
Inside the Niger Delta with Mamode Akuga, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region.
Good people, I greet you all. My name is Olusoji Alfred Onofokon, and here is my good old days story. I am a Lagosian from Ikorodu. Call me a grounded Lagos boy, and you won't be